Hey, I'm glad you're back in today's episode and we build the Lagoon section. I cannot build all the places and set the buildings in this episode, but we see the rest of the center around the lagoon in another episode on Friday. And today, so I can build most of this important and central area of the park. First, I had to find out which shape of the lagoon was best, and I had a few attempts before I decided on the current version. The lagoon shouldn't be too small either, but before I place the lagoon comes the innovation center with the main street. I planned everything with freehand and only really orientated myself on a few screenshots. I noticed that the main street between the lagoon and the innovation center isn't that long in real life, what I saw on the screenshots, so it is not too unrealistic what I built here. I won't plan everything accurately with the various amenities, as I have to be mindful of the space, and I play around with the lagoon a bit because it's too close to the Jurassic World gate. And this is the challenge of how I can fit everything into this park without having to forego most of it. Yeah, and then after then, I place the feeding show on the corner. Usually it's 5 observation galleries in the movie, when I remember me correctly. But since the corner isn't that big, I only took 3. I thought for a long time about how I should include the Tyrannosaurus kingdom and the petting zoo, and hopefully I have enough space. Then I placed the kingdom building, what you can see here in the time lapse, with a mod. And hey, come on, it's a shame that we don't officially have this building in the game, which I find really bad. I don't understand why we don't have most of the buildings and decorations from the movie in the game. Luckily, we have the viewing tree, the viewing log, as an observation gallery, and so I can recreate a little bit more realistic with the vanilla game options, the Main Street and the T-Rex Kingdom, yeah. And I'll adjust all the amenities on Main Street later as we go along. And my focus was on planning and placing the most important objects first, and as you can see, I also used another mod to get the gates from the film for the various entrances to the kingdom and so on. Yeah. And I like this mod, and it looks so perfect and realistic, and fits so very good with the game here. And yeah, I can say it only on this point. Frontier, we need these decoration items. So after then I tried to design the corridors with the decorative fence elements, also from the same mod, and delimit the different areas. And I always laugh for a while with the corridor scene from the movie, and think of Claire running down the long corridor with her heels to release the Tyrannosaurus. And in any case, she had endurance and training with the high heels, and it was a funny moment for me. So yeah, come on Claire, release the T-Rex and save the life of your mate and your of the children. What is this in English? All right, I mean the word nephews, and so I mean Zach and Gray Mitchell. Okay. So afterwards, I will design the Tyrannosaurus kingdom and will take various individual placeable trees and create a mix between tropical and evergreen trees. And in this case, I don't place the goat feeder in there because the Tyrannosaurus doesn't have enough space to hunt. I tested out and it looks so stupid in the small space, and overall the enclosure is extremely small, and it hurts my heart that a T-Rex has to live in such a small enclosure. Looking back, I can't understand why the Jurassic World company kept the T-Rex in such a small enclosure for over 10 years, and it's unbelievable for me. So I always thought there was an outdoor enclosure on this building, but I didn't find any reviews about it, and this is the home, the official kingdom for the T-Rex, and it is not big. By the way, the whole part of the main street and the connections to the various attractions is what gave me the most trouble, and I cut and left out a lot of the video and placed something thingies offline and tested out with the path connections and so on, and what is possible and what is not possible for me, and don't wonder, I put a lot of the recording out from this video, and so we can see the Tyrannosaurus kingdom. It's almost finished, and I think it's still enough, also with the trees and so on, and so we have the possibility to see the Tyrannosaurus from the viewing log, and it's also a shame that the observation galleries around the kingdom doesn't have a function. It's only decoration, and also the people are not real. It is only optical attraction. So then I thought, how about I would solve the problem with the hotel and the beach for the guests, what you can see in few moments, or for now. And then I decided to leave out the small bathing bay completely and place the beach area somewhere else on the island. And I just didn't have enough space, but I wanted to place not just only 2 hotels here, I need a few more for the resort feeling and so on. And you can see the process in today's episode and in the next. And it was a struggle part to figure it out. And I also thought for a long time about how I placed all the train station on the island. And as I said, I struggled with this part of the recreation for a long time. And I think I swore quite a bit too much offline. And some point it worked quite well with the various connections for now, and I was very happy after a while, and then I was a little bit more relaxed. So alrighty, I've read a little bit in my companion book, and what I found out. The original Jurassic Park was designed more like a zoo or safari park, with visitors sitting in vehicles that rode past the dinosaur enclosures on a magnetic track, and the director wanted to set the new attraction with Jurassic World, in a familiar setting of an adventure park, and it should reflect the atmosphere of a Disneyland. An imposing main street that culminates with the castle, and with the castle we mean the visitor center, where passengers can visit interactive exhibitions and learn a lot about dinosaurs. And the main street was full of shops and reflect the commercialization of today's theme parks. And the supermodern visitor center reflects the huge progress in adventure parks, technology, and so on. And the Jurassic World control room should also be designed much more sophisticated than a Jurassic Park counterpart. It's supposed to look advanced, like a NASA control room. The set for the main street was built and filmed in New Orleans. Previously, another team had to remove many raptors and predators from the swampy area so that a film about reptiles and predators could be made here. And it was a funny irony for the directors and the rest of the team. And Jurassic World's petting zoo was filmed in Honolulu. And in general, a lot of filming was done in Hawaii, but they were looking for a different and affordable alternative to shoot the buildings. That's why the directors chose for New Orleans. And a few other information, what I'd read, there was 37 shops or restaurants and... 37 shops in total, 12 restaurants and 8 cafes along the main street for the Jurassic World movie. In general, it was quite interesting to read about the challenges from the crew and the directors had to deal with it. There was a lot of nice concept images also in the book and from the sets, but unfortunately I can't take a photo from there and can share this with you. It is too small or not clear enough, the photo, but it was very interesting, the companion book. So, okay, alrighty, what I can talking about for now. Yeah, right. First I want to release the Mosasaurus, and so I had a guest, a point of attraction here in this lagoon area. And if you have a nice name suggestion for the aquatic dinosaur, please feel free to write me a comment. And for now I called him Moses. He has the special ability to split land to get into the ocean. We saw this in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. And it reminds me a little bit to Moses from Egypt. Egypt. Okay. My pronouncing is very terrible. And Moses from Egypt had the ability to split the sea, and our dinosaur can do exactly the opposite. Yeah, okay. That's a bad joke story, and that's the reason. Please help me to find a cool name for the Mosasaurus as well. So in the meantime, I planned a few small additional details offline again and placed various decorations. And I'll show you this with a little panoramic view in this episode and in the next again. And I'm happy with the start of the main street and the lagoon, and the other details like the petting zoo will come in the next episode. I think the biggest challenge is to figure it out with the proportions and find enough space for all the attractions and so on. But the lagoon and the main street also played a large and central role in the movie and need a little bit more space. And I couldn't make the whole area any smaller. You could certainly make it even smaller, but then I wouldn't have liked the look of it anymore. And if you like it, feel free to leave me a comment and a like. And I hope you liked the second episode, and I wish you a good rest of the week and stay healthy. We see us on Friday, and until then, bye bye.